Every year, more than 20 billion tubes of toothpaste are produced worldwide, enough to fill nearly 100,000 shipping containers. But there is one thing very few people know. The most important cleaning ingredient in many types of toothpaste actually comes from rock and sand. In other words, every day we are rubbing ultra-fine ground minerals onto our teeth. It may sound strange, but these mineral particles are what help remove plaque without damaging tooth enamel. So how do humans turn rock into toothpaste? And what would happen if one day the world no longer had toothpaste? Modern toothpaste may look very ordinary, but its journey actually began thousands of years ago. Ancient records show that the Egyptians used tooth-cleaning mixtures made from ash, ground pumice, and eggshells more than 4,000 years ago. Later, the Greeks and Romans continued experimenting with different powders, from crushed animal bones to charcoal. However, for most of human history, cleaning teeth remained a luxury and an ineffective habit. It was not until the 19th century that toothpaste began to appear as a commercial product. Although the technology has changed greatly, some of the most important ingredients inside toothpaste still come from the same minerals that have been with humans for thousands of years. A modern tube of toothpaste can contain more than 10 different ingredients, from minerals and humectants to flavorings. Even so, most of us rarely think about what is actually inside that familiar white paste. Among them, silica helps remove plaque and surface stains from teeth. Fluoride helps protect tooth enamel from acid attacks. Humectants keep the toothpaste smooth and moist throughout its shelf life, while flavorings create the familiar cool sensation after every brushing. Each ingredient has its own role, but they all work toward one common goal: keeping teeth cleaner and healthier. Among them, silica is one of the most important ingredients, and its journey begins in a place that few people would expect. The answer begins with one of the most common materials on Earth: quartz sand. The main component of this type of sand is silica, a mineral found in rocks, sand, and many natural sediment layers around the world. However, manufacturers cannot simply scoop sand from a beach and put it into toothpaste. Instead, silica must be mined from high-purity quartz deposits before going through multiple stages of crushing, cleaning, and refining. The result is ultra-fine silica particles with precisely controlled sizes. They are hard enough to remove plaque and stains from teeth, yet still safe for tooth enamel when used every day. And that is only one of many ingredients found inside modern toothpaste. After being mined and refined, silica, fluoride, and many other ingredients are transported to the factory to begin the manufacturing process. At large-scale facilities such as Colgate, tens of tons of raw materials are received every day and stored in specialized silos and storage tanks before entering the automated production line. From ingredient dosing and quality monitoring to final packaging, most stages are controlled by computers and industrial sensor systems. These production lines can operate almost continuously to meet the needs of millions of consumers around the world. However, within the entire factory complex, one area is considered the heart of the manufacturing process: the massive industrial mixing tanks where toothpaste is actually created. Inside mixing vessels capable of holding several tons of material per batch, the transformation of mineral powders into toothpaste begins. Silica, fluoride, water, humectants, and flavoring agents are added in a carefully controlled sequence. Powerful agitators continuously rotate to disperse each ingredient evenly and prevent clumping. Throughout the process, Sensor systems monitor temperature, viscosity, and mixture consistency to ensure that every batch meets the same quality standards. After several minutes of mixing, the ingredients gradually become a smooth, homogeneous paste with the familiar texture we see every day. But before it can be packaged into tubes, there is still one fascinating mystery to solve. How are those distinctive colored stripes actually created? For many people, one of the most interesting things about toothpaste is the red, blue, or white stripes that appear inside the tube. At first glance, they look as if they were painted on after the toothpaste was finished. But the reality is different. During the manufacturing process, each color is made from a separate mixture and pumped into the tube at the same time through its own distribution channel. What few people know is that there are no physical barriers between the colors. They stay in place because of the very high viscosity of the toothpaste, which makes the colored layers difficult to mix together. As a result, the familiar stripes still appear every time we squeeze toothpaste onto a toothbrush. After the colored stripes are created, the toothpaste is pumped through a closed piping system to the automated filling area. Keeping the toothpaste inside a sealed system helps reduce contact with the air and prevents contamination before it is packaged. Here, thousands of empty plastic tubes are continuously fed into the production line and automatically positioned under the filling nozzles. A precise dosing system pumps the correct amount of toothpaste into each tube, ensuring that every product has the right weight and maintains the proper ratio between the white toothpaste and the colored stripes. The process happens extremely quickly. In some modern factories, a single production line can fill around 180 tubes per minute, or more than 10,000 tubes per hour when running continuously. Once filled, the tubes move directly to the sealing stage. Heat and pressure are used to seal the bottom of each tube, creating a strong, airtight seal. This prevents the toothpaste from leaking and protects it from air and outside contamination during storage and transportation. But before leaving the factory, every tube still goes through several final steps. Batch codes and production information are printed on the packaging for tracking purposes. The tubes are also checked for correct weight and seal quality to identify any products that are underfilled, leaking, or not properly sealed. Finally, the approved toothpaste tubes are placed into individual boxes, grouped into batches, and packed into large cardboard cartons. These cartons are then stacked onto pallets and prepared for transportation by truck or shipping container, beginning their journey from the factory to distribution centers, supermarkets, and stores around the world. Have you ever taken a sip of orange juice right after brushing your teeth? If you have, you probably noticed something very strange. If not, imagine a drink that is normally sweet and pleasant, suddenly becoming so bitter that it is difficult to enjoy just a few minutes later. For many years, quite a few people believed that the reason was the orange juice itself. But in reality, what changes is the way our tongue perceives flavor. Some ingredients in toothpaste can temporarily reduce our ability to taste sweetness while making bitter flavors more noticeable. As a result, the orange juice remains exactly the same, but our brain interprets it in a completely different way. This is one of the most interesting examples of how toothpaste does not only affect our teeth, but can also influence our sense of taste for a short period of time. For many years, toothpaste companies have advertised the ability to whiten teeth in just a few weeks. This has led many people to believe that toothpaste can change the natural color of their teeth. However, the reality is a little more complicated. Most whitening toothpastes work by using abrasives and cleaning agents to remove surface stains caused by coffee, tea, or tobacco. In fact, they help teeth return to their original color rather than actually whitening enamel from within. That is why many people notice brighter teeth after using them, but the results are usually limited. And all of this shows just how important toothpaste has become in modern life. Toothpaste has become such a familiar part of life that we rarely think about what the world would be like without it. Every year, around 20 billion tubes of toothpaste are used worldwide, making it one of the most widely used personal care products on the planet. Meanwhile, oral diseases affect about 3.5 billion people, making them one of the most common groups of diseases in the world. Without toothpaste, toothbrushes could still help remove some food particles and plaque. However, we would lose the benefits of fluoride, abrasives, and many other ingredients that help protect tooth enamel. After more than a century of development, the toothpaste industry has grown into a business worth tens of billions of dollars every year. Looking back at this entire journey, it is hard to believe that a small item placed on a toothbrush every morning carries a history that stretches back thousands of years. From the crude tooth-cleaning mixtures of ancient civilizations to the approximately 20 billion tubes of toothpaste used every year today, humans have never stopped searching for ways to protect their oral health. Most of us use toothpaste as an almost unconscious habit. But behind that simple routine lies a great deal of science, engineering, and knowledge accumulated over many generations. And perhaps that is the most interesting thing about toothpaste. It was not an invention that changed the world overnight, but a small improvement that has quietly helped make life better for billions of people every day. If you enjoy exploring the stories behind the most familiar things in everyday life, be sure to subscribe to the channel and join us for more videos to come.